Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. I'm Kurtis alongside Nick, per usual. Dude, if I have one more technical problem today, I think I'm going to throw myself off a bridge. How's it going on your end today, brother man?
A lot better than you, apparently. Just make sure you take your computer with you.
Yeah, hell yeah, dog. On that note, let's kick it. Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hulaham Hour. This is episode 16, I believe, but I'm starting to lose count. Anyways, all right, NFL. Had some other happenings happen after our episode last week. Nick, start us off, man.
Well, let's start off with Cooper Kupp going to the division rival as a Giant. Screw you.
Yeah.
You're going to trade me, so I'm going to play you twice a year in your own division.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give my new team all your secrets.
Too bad
Yeah.
he's got Darnold throwing, so I don't think there's enough secrets in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Well, at least now Sam Darnold has one person to throw to. I mean,
I
he's
know
got
he's got to feel so much better.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, he probably got pretty shit faced that night, I'd have to imagine. I would if I was him. So, yeah, Sammy Darnold getting Cooper Kupp. I think if they could get some chemistry together, they could have some success. I did call that earlier before free agency started. I couldn't remember if it was on the show or not, but I did see that one kind of coming. Yeah, I do see that the Lions re-sign Muhammad, which is cool. That's another smart move for us. There's also the Aaron Rodgers drama carousel that I'm not going to touch on too much, but he is pretty much him and Russ are the last two free agent quarterbacks available. I'm not really sure. I think the Steelers made it clear that they really don't want to re-sign Russ, and when they signed Mason Rudolph to his deal, he's not really a backup for Russ. The style of play, they're two different styles. What are your thoughts? I know, yeah. And like I stated before, I think I said it in the last episode, I will not be a Steelers fan if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Steelers. What are your thoughts on Russ and Rodgers?
Well, I think the Vikings coming out and showing that they have no more interest at all in Aaron Rodgers is really going to push him to sign with either the Giants or the Steelers now. I think that's kind of what he was hoping for, and they were smart to turn away with JJ, but I think that should push this a little quicker.
Yeah, and I Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin, I do not see that as a good pairing. I don't. Mike Tomlin has his style of coaching. Aaron Rodgers has his style. I don't even want to call it playing because it's kind of coaching. He just kind of takes over wherever he resides. I honestly think he would be a perfect match for the Giants and the clusterfuck that they have going on. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm also not interested in the Giants as I am the Steelers, because at least the Steelers are in the playoffs every year and the Giants don't have a hope under the sun to make that happen. So, but as for Russ, like, where do you see Russ landing? Do you see him landing in like New York possibly if they don't take Rodgers, or what are you thinking?
I think he could land in Cleveland, to be honest with you. They got a heck of a carousel going on over there, too. I could definitely see them signing Russ on, and he'd probably start for a game or two just to see how he plays, and if it don't work out, you don't lose much money on that investment.
Yeah, because I think Russ played for league minimum. I'm sure he had been bonuses and incentives, which I'm sure he hit the first couple of games, but then probably lost all of them. Probably was paying the team back at the end of the year.
Well, last year, the Steelers weren't even paying him.
Yeah.
Seattle was.
Yeah.
So I think he's a low risk investment. I mean, if you're really drowning for a quarterback, he's still a guy that knows how to manage the game.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very true.
And if you draft a rookie, not a bad guy to have in your locker room.
Very true. All very valid facts this week, Nick. I'm loving it. All right. What other moves do you recall? Kind of scrolling through here.
Let's get into Cincinnati for a minute.
Okay.
They locked down Higgins and Jamar Chase for 4 years apiece on big contracts.
4 year.
I don't know if they have enough money to sign Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. And I, at this point, don't. I think they're putting their priority in the offense 100%. That's clear. I still am a firm believer that they want to sign Trey Hendrickson, but now you've kind of screwed yourself in that regard. 100% screwed yourself in that regard. Yeah, I don't know. Where do you think Hendrickson will end up if he can't? Because like Joe Burrow's gonna have to like restructure his deal or some shit. I mean, like,
so what I'm seeing out of that situation, they pretty much just tried to make sure Burrow was happy. But really what screwed him was the Myles Garrett deal and the Max Crosby deal. Because now Hendrickson's going, you're going to pay me a hell of a lot more than you would have last year.
yeah, they told him he could go look for a trade, and then that happened, and they're probably like, shit.
Yeah. We should have offered him a contract at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Son of a bitch. Yeah. I could see him holding out, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's unbelievable what the salary cap increase, what we've seen so far. But it's been fun. The players deserve every penny that they get, that they can negotiate or that their agent can negotiate. So good for them. So what else you got?
Those were the biggest ones I had this week.
That's what I thought, yeah. I can't remember if Mason Rudolph had signed last week or not.
Well, it says like 2 years.
Yeah, it's backup money. It's 2 year for $8 million, I believe. Yeah, it's good for him, but it's backup money.
The other one I'm still waiting to see is Kirk Cousins. Yeah. They just paid him his guaranteed, his bonus roster.
Yeah, I seen that the Falcons missed the opportunity to cut him, to take a $10 million cut on the pay, which means that their goal is to keep him. And I just am kind of, unless they are literally like, they had Kirk Cousins on, like, it was the Super Bowl or it was he was on as a broadcaster, but he did very well at it, which I'm sure he's going to have a future in announcing. I'd rather probably listen to him than Tom Brady, but yeah, I don't know, man, unless they're just going to keep him on to help coach Michael Penix, which I don't at this point. I don't know, man. That whole Falcons situation seems kind of out of whack. But hey, teach their own, man.
Well, they got one more opportunity to get rid of some money on a post June 1st cut.
Yeah, so we'll see. And if they hold on to him, then it's like,
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
You're paying him a lot of guaranteed money to be a backup.
Yeah, a ton. An absolute truckload.
And they're a team that needs a lot of help. You could use that money.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Unless they're just really not that confident what they see in Penix and they want to leave him around for a year to make sure Penix pans out.
Yeah.
It's weird.
All right. So yeah, not like we said, there was a few other acquisitions, but now I think the big things are done. Until we see Aaron Rodgers might just frickin' sit around with his thumb up his ass until the cows come home. Who knows? But
he's probably in a darkness retreat.
We'll see. Last I heard, I think it was the day after our last episode, that he was just like chilling in a hotel in Pittsburgh, like contemplating his life. So yeah, maybe he's just in there with the curtains drawn and on the bed, sitting Indian style naked, freaking smoking whatever the shit he smokes.
Ayahuasca.
Oh, yeah. All right. So yeah, Lions made like I said, they re-signed Muhammad. I don't think they've made very many other moves since. However, don't need to tweak much from last year. Just need to improve as a team too. I do believe, like I said last week, that our signing of DJ Reed is definitely an upgrade for our secondary, but you need more than that. You either need players to step up and play better, Arnold, or sign better players. And hopefully the draft merits some decent players for us. As Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have had a very, very good track record so far of their draft picks. Very happy on that front with how that's been. So, yeah. I'll go over, see if there's any more important dates before we move on from the NFL for this week.
What do you think about your boy Cam Hayward there?
Oh, yeah, what he said about Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's not going to go well if Aaron Rodgers comes and plays for Pittsburgh. It's not. And you want to know what would be even funnier to me? I highly doubt that this would happen, but could you imagine if they're like, all right, you know what, Aaron Rodgers? We're just going to have it be open for quarterback competition. And Mason Rudolph already has rapport with some of those guys. Definitely, probably Cam Hayward and him are probably buddies. Like, I don't know. And then Mason Rudolph beat out Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers, just goes away. I don't know.
But here's the thing. Everybody gets over everything when you start winning games.
That's true, but when's Aaron Rodgers really won last like that? Like, yes, he did play. He won a Super Bowl. He played at that level at one point in his career. I will give him that. However, it's been a long time since that has happened.
But he doesn't need to play at that level in Pittsburgh. They got enough weapons around him now, and a defense that's always solid. He's just got to not turn the ball over, throw for 200 a game. That's all they need.
Yeah. They just need somebody to not be Russell Wilson. No, they have. Pittsburgh's been in quarterback purgatory since Ben Roethlisberger retired. They just have. Even before Ben came, they were in purgatory for a little bit, but it just seems like since Ben left, which, I'm sure you saw that video that he posted of him in a helmet, and he's like, "You talking about I got George Pickens and DK Metcalf? I might come out of retirement." Like, Big Ben, come out of retirement, bro. I'd rather you have throwing the ball than these other guys. So, yeah, man. It's going to be fun. We've got the next big thing, obviously, is the NFL draft coming up, which is April 24th to the 26th in Green Bay. Going to be a fun draft, as it always is. There's hyping it up. I've already seen they got the Jackson Dart, I believe, moving up to that. The Saints might even take him at like number 9, already and stuff like that. So, it's going to be a fun draft again, like it always is. Weaker quarterback class, but that also means there's a lot more position players that are coming out that are going to be strong. This will be a strong defensive class, I believe, too. So, yeah, any other thoughts on the NFL this week, bro?
No, not much going on. Pretty quiet other than that.
Yeah, well, we got plenty other to cover this week. That is for sure. So, move on to the TGL. TGL this week. Playoffs started. Last week, I guess I should start off with last week's PGA first. Because it is a little, it was a major. We had the players last week. And Rory got the dub. What are your thoughts on Rory getting the dub? Even in the extra time, or extra holes the next day?
Watching that Sunday, besides the weather delay, it was Rory shot really good on Sunday.
Yeah,
I think that delay hurt him, and it definitely helped Spawn on Sunday. He was really hoping, missing that putt on 18 by that far to win it.
Yeah. It was close,
man. That was
man.
such a beautiful line.
And it was very fun golf to watch. It was. The weather, like the last day, really did suck. But Saturday's golf was amazing. It was a lot of fun to watch. There's putts being made. There were chip shots that were great. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy Rory got a major because, he came so close the last couple years. I was joking with you. I said, if Rory ends up losing this, he's probably going to just drive his car into the wall on the way out. But, yeah, I'm happy for Rory. Congratulations on your major victory. Our next major coming up is the Masters. The Masters is one of my favorite times of year because it's starting to be springtime. It's starting to be nicer outside. It's some of the best golf. It gathers the best pool of golfers I think you can get because they do, there's no live play or whatever. If you have your honors to play in the Masters, you come and you play in the Masters. And I think that's awesome. I'd love to see Bryson win it again this year. Who's your pick this year for the Masters?
You got to look at Rory with the hot hand. He's already got 2 tournament wins this year.
He does. He's playing.
He knows. He's been at Augusta more than enough years. He knows how to play that course as well.
He's playing very, very well this year. He's playing like he doesn't have all the drama. like he had last year with his wife and all that shit going on, I'm sure that took a toll on the man, as it would anybody. So I'm very, when Rory's playing, man, he's so much fun to watch. His form is impeccable. It's, when he misses, he don't miss by much. How many rim job putts did he have last year in the Masters that just shit the bed in the U.S. Open? It's been very close again for a very long time, and it's been fun to watch him do what he's been doing. So yeah, but he was not in the TGL playoffs. However, he was being interviewed. I saw in the game later last night. Saying how he kept saying I'm kind of got a little bit of FOMO going on because I feel like I should be down there playing because we didn't play bad. It's just we didn't play well enough to get to play in the playoffs. And with that being said,
he needs to fix his driving accuracy before the Masters, though.
Yeah, he did a little bit.
He hit some of the best scramble shots out of the pine straw that I've ever seen, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so had matches on Monday and had matches on Tuesday. The match on Monday was New York Golf Club versus LA. LA being the number 1 ranked team, with New York being ranked 4th. However, the return of Xander Schauffele to the New York Golf Club is the difference. 110%. They've been playing out of their gourd. It's been absolutely fun to watch them click. Ricky Fowler has been playing very good golf. And New York ended up taking this 6-4 with the upset. Did you watch Monday?
I caught the tail end of it, the second half, the singles.
Yeah. So I caught the majority of it, and it was just fun to watch those. They just have so much fun together, and not that the rest of the teams don't, but they just seem to click on a different level on that front. Where like Atlanta yesterday was just on fire, and they ended up winning 9-3 against the Bay, which was another upset. So 3rd and 4th will be playing for the finals. Match 1 is March 24th. I believe that is next Monday at 9 p.m. And then it's a possible doubleheader with Game 2 being the following day at 7 p.m. And if there is a tie, there is a game at 9 on Tuesday, March 25th. I'm very looking forward to this championship. I hope it goes 3 matches. I think that would be absolutely incredible for the sport, especially. I love that they moved it to ESPN as well for these 2 playoffs. I do see the first matches on ESPN2 on Monday, but or at least the second match is on ESPN. The championship is. So, who do you have winning the championship?
I like New York on this. And it's just gone to show you in the TGL, though, the putting. It's just like real golf. Whoever's got the putter going, that's who's going to win.
Your putter's cranking. Also, if you make a chip, because it seems like if someone makes a chip, it's just like for the other team.
And you got to stay off that top ridge of that green.
Yep. I'm starting to really enjoy the strategies that are being implemented for the hammer throws. I think that just adds this extra level, because actually really what happened last night was, I believe it was something along the lines of, it was like 6-3 or something like that, and Atlanta made the shot and threw the hammer, and Shane Lowry goes, well, even if I decline it and they get the point, that's game. And if they don't get he just pretty much said this is an anomaly and this is already game, and they just called the match. So, but I will say the Bay did not play. I need to look up. Where is it at? No, I want teams. Who did not play for the Bay? That was their best play. He was the best player all season in the league, period.
Was it Morikawa by chance?
No, it was not. Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark was ranked first place in every single category this year. I don't know if they have his stats for this year. Stats. Let's see. Anyways, he did not play yesterday in the match. And that was a huge disadvantage because he'd been playing out of his mind for this. Let's see. Teams players. Yeah, he leads in triples points 1, triples holes 1. He's tied for first in singles holes 1. He's tied for second in singles points 1. He's number 1 overall in total points 1 with 26. I mean, yeah, it's, and then you compare it to everybody else, like, it's, I don't know. He definitely was, but you'd think that Min-Woo Lee, the way he's been playing, and Shane Lowry and Oberg, you think those three would be able to pull out. That's the cool part about having these teams of 4 is that it's, it's like, damn, these are like the best of the best players, and they're all teaming up. It's just been super fun to watch. Even interviewing a lot more people in the last couple games, it just seems like everybody's been super excited about it. Like they were interviewing Dan Orlovsky, and he was going on about, how much he loves golf and how this is just a different take and how you get to see the different side of players and pretty much exactly what we talk about week to week on this channel as well. So I just really hope that this resonates and sticks and is around for a while, and because I would really like to see this continue. So, yeah, any other... So anyways, you said you got New York. I'm also taking New York. I feel like they've just been the team that's clicking, even though Atlanta did play a little bit better, I feel like, in their game than New York did. However, still got New York. I'm going to take New York with like 8-4. 8-4. I think there's going to be points on a lot of holes. I do. What do you got on a first score?
I'm putting 6-5.
All right. I like that. Okay. And we will have updates on that next week. We'll have a champion crowned for the first season of the TGL. Very fun. Okay. So we got a couple of options. We can breeze. Why don't we just breeze through these last couple sports, and we're going to finish with a bang with some March Madness conversation. So, yeah, on the NBA front, the Pistons had, I don't know if you got to catch their game 2 nights ago.
Against the Pelicans?
Dude, I turned the game on with like half of the second quarter left, and they were up by 30 already, and then it ended up winning by 45 points.
Welcome to the Cooper flag sweepstakes.
Yeah. So that is the second highest total of margin of victory on the road for the Pistons in all time. They didn't say when I was reading that what the number 1 was, but they did say it was number 2. I thought that was very interesting. If that's the team that wants to show up and not the team that lost the second game in the doubleheader with the Washington Wizards, that's the team that's going to win. So, yeah, I believe that bumped them up to, let's see here. Try not to have a gajillion tabs going anymore. So Pistons are in 6th still. But there is very little, there's the Pacers in 4th are 38-29, and we're 38-31. We've just played a couple of more games than they have. So, very optimistic. The Pistons are still looking very bright for making the playoffs. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's been exciting. It's been exciting to watch them again. Very exciting to watch them again. The Cavaliers have still been playing out of their mind. The Celtics have been playing well. It's going to be, they'll par well in the playoffs. We'll see. When we played Boston, we looked like a really good team, but then when we have an outing, when we lose to a team that's only won 14 games this year, makes you wonder. So, but hey.
Yeah, it's going to be tough beating any of them top teams in a 7-game series.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Because Cleveland and Boston are just kind of way ahead of everybody in the East.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, and even in the West, the Thunder, there's such a big separation between first and second place in the West, dude.
It's unbelievable.
Thunder's 56-12. The Rockets are 44-25. That's a 12.5 game spread. Jeepers creepers. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
SGA for MVP.
Yeah, Pelicans are 18-51. My God. Yeah.
How's that Zion pick working for you?
Yeah, and he still looks like a monster, but he just did not adapt well from college to the NBA, in my opinion.
Well, he's hurt half the year for every year at least.
Yeah, that too. That
You
too.
got to
That does
stay on
not
the
help.
court.
That does not help.
He needs to lose about 20 pounds and get in better conditioning and actually stay on the court.
Yeah. Yep, that's for sure. All right, so yeah, looking forward. Pistons got play tonight, I believe you said, correct?
Yeah, against the Heat.
Yeah. Oh, they're on right now. Yep. Cool. Yeah, so Pistons got the Heat tonight, and then on Friday they have the Mavericks, and on Sunday they got the Pelicans again.
Perfect.
So, yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of games left. Only got a couple of weeks left in the regular season, and then it's going to be on to the playoffs. So hopefully we can hold on and make a splash. So moving on. NHL, we're scooting along, but we got a decent amount of talk for college basketball because it's March Madness, ladies and gentlemen. NHL. Red Wings. Not been playing the best at all. What are your thoughts on the Red Wings right now?
We're picking a hell of a time of year to hit our skid. We just look flat. I'm really happy we got Mrazek, though. He's definitely been an energy booster and a lot better than Lyon has been.
Yeah. Wow, there's such a thin margin between the wild card spots.
Oh, there really is. And that's what I mean. Us playing like shit right now is really about the worst time we could do this.
Yeah. Yeah, damn, man. Not looking so hot because now we are. Yeah. Yeah, not good. Now we're 7. Well, we're at least 3 points behind the second wild card seed in the East. Man, that's too bad, dude, because we were at like the first wild card spot, and now we're friggin' just, oh man, what a skid. Yeah, caught the game last night, playing the Caps. It was a fun game to watch just because I really was hoping that Ovechkin was going to get another goal. He didn't. I don't think he did. Or did he? Did he score last night? Do you know?
I don't think he did.
I turned the game when it was 1-1 into the third. I think the third period started 1-1, and then all of a sudden it was 4-1. Like
Washington's a hell of a team this year.
They are, man. They really look good. I would have to say they're probably, just from the little bit that I've watched them play this year, that they would be my favorite going into the playoffs this year. I think they also have, they got the best record in the league too. So, yeah, they would definitely.
Winnipeg.
Yep. But yeah, it's still a fun game to watch. I hope Ovechkin still gets his record this year. That would be really cool. Really cool to see. Really cool to see. So, yeah, the Red Wings need to pull it out big time. All right. Baseball still spring training. Opening day is upon us very quickly. I believe it's the first week of April, like it always is. But until then, we won't have much to talk about in the baseball front. So, moving on.
Next week.
Is it next week?
I think it's Tuesday because the Dodgers and Cubs just opened up in Japan. Ohtani already hit a home run this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, in Tokyo there.
March 27th and 28th. Like 14 opening day games. All right, yeah. So that is next week. That's awesome. Well, cool. This is why Comerica Park needs to be indoors, though.
Oh no, that's got to be home field advantage. Let them freeze their asses off.
Let them freeze their asses off.
Let's see a white baseball in a random 8-inch snowstorm. That's how we do it.
Yeah. All right.
Get our cricket bats out.
Oh, that'll be exciting. So we'll have. Let's see. What the hell? Oh, there we go. So yeah, it won't quite. It'll be a couple more episodes before we'll have more baseball coverage, but that's okay, because we ain't going nowhere. Don't you worry. Okay, moving on to bigger topic for this week's episode: the NCAA March Madness tournament has been selected. Still a little bit salty about the Big Ten tournament. However, I had this conversation with you about,
Go blue.
yeah, go blue, whatever. State got robbed. But on that front, Michigan wins the Big Ten tournament, right? And still gets seeded where they got seeded. I would have felt that winning, if that tournament meant any sort of a shit, I feel like they should have bumped up a spot to what the projections were before. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought winning the Big Ten tournament should at least made them a 3 seed. No higher than that, but a 3 seed for sure.
That's exactly where I thought, because they came in at a 5. Yeah, they came in at a 5 seed. It just didn't make any sense to me. But again, the committees, it's hard to. They can tell me the metrics they go off of. I don't know if I believe them, but who knows? So, with that being said, let's preview some of our favorite games, and So, first round, Michigan State ranked a 2 seed, playing Bryant. I hate the fact that I have to bring this up, but I believe there was one year that State was a 2 and lost to a 15. I want to say it was maybe 6 or 7 years ago or so, maybe a little longer than that. It was a little longer than that, maybe almost 10 years ago. But yeah, so it's always scary when State's ranked very high like that. When they get in, but Tom Izzo has that team clicking. He was Big Ten Coach of the Year and got that honor without any Big Ten first or second team players. No, national first or second team players. It's a test of Tom Izzo and how awesome he is as a head coach, but he does have those boys clicking. They did play a good game against Wisconsin, but again, they just came up short. Should have played better. And but again, I'm taking State in that game for sure. So I guess let's just kind of do it like this. Instead of going through each game, which we could do, but I think there's some games that we, and one I don't feel like keeping track of stuff. So I don't know. Let's
go with round by round who we think our upsets are going to be.
Okay. Well, I don't know what bracket you've got pulled up, but I have the one that's on NCAA's website pulled up. And let's how about you start with the top right bracket, the one that starts with Duke, and we'll go from there. So, what upsets do you see foreshadowing in that bracket?
So in the first round, I got the first 12-5 upset. I got Liberty knocking out Oregon.
All right.
I got VCU knocking off BYU.
I do like the VCU BYU one.
It's intriguing.
I also could see Vanderbilt beating St. Mary's, the 10 over the 7.
I could see that going either way as well. But I watched a little bit of St. Mary's this year, and they look pretty good. Yeah.
Be really funny to watch Robert Morris beat Alabama.
Easy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I could even see Akron beating Arizona. There's been some crazy shit that's happened these last few years, and it almost gets to a point where, yeah, I know you got to seed them, but at what point does the seeding not matter? I love the bracket that I like to fill out has their record because I do take that into consideration a little bit when I do make my picks for upsets and things of that nature. Like there's a couple teams that are ranked 11 that play in a weaker conference, but they've only lost like 2 games all year, so you never know. I do like I don't know, your Liberty over Oregon. That's going to be tough. I have watched Oregon play State a couple times this year, and they are a decent team. It's just State's a better team. However, I always it seems like I go a little Big Ten heavy every year when I pick my bracket too. And then they just never seem to perform as well in the tournament as I would like them to. So, yeah. All right. In the Auburn bracket, I will call a couple upsets here. What do we got? I definitely like North Carolina over Ole Miss, 100%. I think that's something that could definitely happen, especially, North Carolina played a lot better towards the tail end of the year than they did the beginning of the year. So I could see them definitely beating Ole Miss. I could see New Mexico beating Marquette as well. And, an upset that I could see happening for a little bit different reason. So follow me here. Wolf for Michigan. He transferred to Michigan from Yale, correct?
Yeah.
So if Michigan wins their game against UC San Diego and Yale upsets Texas A&M, that would make a Michigan-Yale matchup, and I think that would be awesome. So I'm calling that one. I just think that would be super fun, and it would be a lot of good press for the tournament. There's always got to be some story like that. So, yeah, I think that would be super cool. So what do you got in that bracket, bro?
So North Carolina is the only upset I have in that bracket.
Yeah.
I actually have North Carolina going a couple of rounds.
Okay.
Other than that, to me, that bracket looks pretty straightforward. Marquette looks like a pretty good team this year. Iowa State, they've been playing kind of questionable as of late for a 3 seed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I got North Carolina beating them in the next round, too, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, Iowa State did play a very shaky in their tournament and things like that. So, yeah, I could see that happening. I could totally see. North Carolina's just bringing, they're always a good school when it comes to the tournament as long as they get in. So, I could see them being a very, very big 11 seed this year. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I mean, I do have State coming out of that region, though.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. My first bracket I filled out, I did put State as winning the entire thing because I do, even though I am a Michigan State fan, I do wholeheartedly think that they have what it takes to win the tournament this year. I really do. If they play well, consistently for the 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row, whatever it is, they could do it. They really could. But
their biggest problem is they have Florida in the Final Four.
Yeah, then they also could just shit the bed and lose to Bryant. Who knows? It could happen.
Texas,
but that's the
Texas
beauty.
A&M.
That's the beauty of the NCAA tournament, man, and that's why I love March Madness. Even when I, in the last few years, hadn't been watching sports like I have been now since we started the channel. I've always been a huge fan of March Madness, and just been so much fun. So, all right, keep us going, Nick, with the Florida bracket.
All right, so let's see here. I definitely have Florida obviously advancing because I just told you that's who I have for my winner this year.
Mm-hmm.
I have Colorado State knocking off Memphis, and I have Drake knocking off Missouri.
I like both those.
And I have Arkansas knocking off Kansas.
I definitely have that one, too. I actually have, I believe, Arkansas in the Sweet 16. I have them knocking off St. John's, too.
Ooh. See, honestly, if it weren't for Florida, I would probably have St. John's moving on in that region.
Yeah.
They look really good with Pitino this year.
Yeah, nothing taken away from them. They have been getting a lot of press with Pitino there and stuff. Which has been fun, and it's been good for them. However, I don't know. I watched Arkansas play, and the SEC this year has just been playing very well as a conference for basketball, which, the SEC is the SEC. I believe they have the most teams in the tournament.
14.
Yeah, I think that's a record.
Most ever.
Most ever, yeah. Most ever. Nuts to say that. But congratulations to them. I mean, you can't discredit them at all. Their teams are all very good. It seems like when the Big Ten, when we play them, they always it's the ACC Big Ten tournament. That's still that, not the SEC. It'd be cool if we did, one with the SEC one year just to kind of switch it up a little bit. All right. So yeah, in that bracket, I do like the Colorado State Memphis upset. I do like that. Grand Canyon could just come in and just whoop Maryland. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, God, that'd be embarrassing for the Big Ten.
Gotcha, sucker. Just killed a fly. All right. Yeah. I can see Maryland after, shitting the bed in the Big Ten tournament, just continuing to shit the bed and lose to Grand Canyon. Because, again, like I said, Big Ten teams in the tournament, it's just like they absolutely kill it or they absolutely... So...
I don't really call losing on a last-second shot shit in the bed, though.
Yeah, well, and you lose, you lose. All right, leading us into the last bracket here. The Houston bracket.
Let's discuss the last play-in game because that is tonight at 9:45. Texas Xavier.
Texas, yeah.
Playing Illinois.
Yep. I got Texas in that one.
Yeah, I do too. They looked really good in their tournament. They haven't really looked that good all year, but they really did.
Yeah. Yep, and Mount St. Mary's and American are playing, it looks like, currently. So, yeah, North Carolina absolutely dominated San Diego State. Did you see the final score of that?
Oh, yeah, it was brutal.
Brew to the Tall. Jethro Tull. Yeah, all right, Houston bracket. Some upsets. I could see Utah State beating UCLA.
That's what I have.
Yeah, this one's a pretty straightforward. I really can't see High Point beating Purdue. I don't see Illinois losing to Texas or Xavier.
I got Texas beating them.
Yeah, I guess now that I say that out loud, I think that could happen. Illinois kind of started at the end of the year, so
they're very hit and miss.
They are. They've always kind of been that way. So, yeah, I can't see Kentucky's been playing out of their mind. The SEC, like I said, has been playing out of their mind as a whole. Once they started playing one another, it was like, holy shit. Yeah. Okay, so who do you got for your Final Four?
I got Michigan State, Houston, Florida, and Duke.
So you're taking the 3 number 1 seeds and a number 2.
I am.
Yeah. See, and I just feel like times have shown that like maybe 2 1 seeds will make it, but typically no more than that. And that's where it's really hard to gauge.
The problem is I really like the number 1 seeds this year and their brackets they're in.
Yeah. So I think if I remember right, if I'm going off the only bracket I filled out so far, because I planned on doing one more tonight after we got off of here. I think I had Michigan State, and then I had Florida, and then I had Tennessee, and then I had, holy shit, who did I pick out of this one? I might have had Bama. I might have had 3 SEC teams and a Big Ten team. But I think that might have been what it was. However, I have Michigan State winning the entire thing. I think I had them playing Tennessee in the championship game. Who do you got Florida playing in the championship?
Houston.
Houston versus Florida?
Yeah, I really like Houston this year.
That would be.
They're always so good defensively.
When Duke went on that really hellaciously awesome winning streak at the end of the year there, where their only loss, I believe, was to Clemson. And Clemson's a 5 seed, but they could be a sleeper too. Clemson might be like a not top 4 seeded, they're a 5th ranked seed. They could be kind of a little bit of a sleeper if they actually play to the level that they did when they beat those guys. But I have watched Auburn play a lot of ball this year. They were playing phenomenally, and they just started absolutely shit in the bed the last few weeks. But yeah, I definitely got State winning the whole thing. Very, very, very excited about this year's NCAA bracket. I do feel like it's going to be as much fun as it always is to watch. I hope everybody enjoys watching it themselves. I hope you filled out your brackets. I hope you have subscribed to our channel. If you haven't already, you should do so. We appreciate it all. We've crested over 13,000 subscribers, and we just want to see this channel keep growing as we do every week. Man, did we fight the tech before we got on this week, but I think we got a lot figured out this week as well. So, and I still got decent amount in my glass here. So yeah, what else you got this week? You got anything else prominent? Prominently sticking out this week?
Not really. I'm just excited to get ready to watch March Madness. This is always one of the most fun times of year.
It really is. That's what I remembered. I do have one more topic. So, I seen a headline today that the NFL is going to vote on 2 rule changes now. One of which being one we already have covered on this channel in the Packers' proposal to ban the tush push, which I think is ridiculous.
I do too.
If you want to do that every play, then do it and look like an idiot. Or just man up and frickin' stop them. Whatever. However, the Lions have proposed a playoff change. Let me see. They have proposed. Let me pull up the actual wording from the NFL.
Oh, I can tell you. So once you make the playoffs, it'll go by record seeding.
Correct.
So even if you're a division winner,
yes. Yes, which I personally totally agree with. Because I think it is absolutely ridiculous that a team, when the NFC North, besides the Bears, would have had 3 playoff teams, and instead don't, because the way that the table falls, because the NFC South, the Bucks, maybe you could argue that they were playoff worthy. However, I remember vividly a few years ago when we were calling the NFC East the NFC least because they sent a team to the playoffs that was 7-9. That's just not okay. They're not going to win. And if they do, they don't deserve to be there in the first place.
Well, it's okay. They're still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They just won't have a home game.
Oh, okay. See, and I just think it should straight up go by,
unless you're going to get rid of divisions, then no.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of having a division if it doesn't matter if you win it? You should at least get in, but you just shouldn't necessarily have a home game.
So that's the rule. Okay. Then to be honest, there's no reason that shouldn't get voted in. There's really no reason. That's actually a lot less harsh than what I was thinking. So
you're thinking top record, which that's fine if that's the way to go, but then you
just kind of have 2. Then you just have AFC and NFC and just frickin' forget it. Which, and I understand that the divisions mean something for like scheduling, things of that nature. But shit, dude, we used to have, it was when it was the NFC Central, we had like 7 teams in it. It was like we had Tampa and we had, we had a lot more teams in it. But then they changed it to divisions of 4 teams and blah, 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 blah. So who knows? They might end up, if they vote this in and they want to do something like I was talking about, maybe they just end up getting rid of the divisions. And it's just like, okay, it's, random luck of the draw. Or maybe they just, I don't know. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'm not sure.
One thing I hate about that, there's no better football to watch than a true division rival.
Yeah.
That's going to go out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. So there's a few other things real quick. Owners are scheduled to meet March 30th through April 2nd in Palm Beach, Florida, to vote on a few different things. So here's a couple other ones. Previously reported attempt to ban the tush push. Proposal that would eliminate automatic first downs that come with an illegal contact or defensive holding penalty, submitted by the Lions, who led the league last year with 11 flags for defensive holding.
No.
And all 11 of those defensive holds were Terrion Arnold. Oh, man. Yeah. Submission from the Eagles to give both teams a guaranteed possession in overtime during the regular season, aligning with the current rules for playoff games. I also like that. A resolution from the Pittsburgh Steelers that allows some direct contact between pending free agents and teams that are pursuing them during the 3-day negotiating window that precedes the opening of the league year. That's just pretty much expanding on that time frame. I'm cool with that. I think they already frickin' do it. They just want it to be legal. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me they get a 5-year contract together in 12 minutes after noon drops? No.
Yeah. Wrong.
Come on.
Yep. So, and then a change submitted by multiple teams that would allow preparing K balls that are used for kicking before a game day as teams are allowed to do with the balls that are used in other plays. All right, that's a stupid one, and nobody has proposed a rule change for the kickoff, which I think is ridiculous in my opinion, and I think that needs to be changed as well. So maybe that'll just get brought up and changed in those meetings, those 3 days. Who knows? However, I do like the one about the playoff seeding a lot. I do like the majority of these changes. Typically, the changes, at least there's not one in there about hip block or hip drop tackles and shit like that. So, just, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I guess that was my last thing that I wanted to touch on. I forgot that was a major thing that I had read right before we got on. So, yeah, I guess if you're all set and I'm all set, until next week, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all support. And until next week, we are Hulaham out.